Hello, and my name is DangerPanda, and we're still playing Loren the Amazon Princess. Now let's start up again. Mirth asked that Mespit be taken away from Tobar's village to recover so that the forest could not sense him anymore. In return, Tobar asked for an alliance that the exile of the Dark Elves... Let me try that again. In return, Tobar asked for an alliance and the exile of the Dark Elves to end. Mirth promised to begin negotiations, but warned that it would not be a quick or easy process. The party went back into the heart of the forest and to the Forest Elves village, where they had first started. There they recovered from their long journey, and Mirth finally prepared for her divination ceremony. It would take several days and required complete isolation, so Loren was left to wait. Okay. Well, let's see. We're gonna sell some stuff. I can't sell the hawk blade because that has to go on Loren. Alright, so let's equip the hawk blade onto Loren. And there we go. So let's do some tasks. Clear the forest of bandits. Yeah, let's put Eleanor back there for now. And she missed, okay. That's never good. Yay! Honestly, this is just the only task that I'm gonna do, just to show that you can do tasks. Or, like, to get reputation, well, to get fame for the elves or the humans or the Amazons for that matter. But I figured I would just do that for, just do one for you guys, so then you know what those are all about. And I picked a relatively easy one, I think, so I should probably heal Loren after this. Oh yeah, definitely heal her. There we go. Might have to heal her up again after this. Okay. Let's keep moving along with fireballs.
I don't like it.
There we go. That's first row done. I really should have Loren, but I didn't, and okay. Not like she actually needed to be healed anyway. Okay, but yeah, that's what the fame for that is. Now, let's go and do that. The party was well rested and fully prepared to travel again. Loren was anxious to find her mother, but the elves warned her not to disrupt Elder Druid Mirth's divination ceremony, or it would be ruined. After the longest several days in her life, Loren was finally approached by Mirth herself. The druid smiled warmly. Well, I have seen her. Loren's heart jumped, and she rushed towards Mirth with eagerness. She is in a swamp. The swamps north of Grimoire. She was with a man. A man? My mother travels with no men. That's what I saw. Loren concluded that her mother was being held captive by this man, and that there was no time to lose. I must leave immediately. She walked away from Mirth without another word, and the druid squeaked from being left behind and hurried after the princess. Please wait, there is much to discuss. Eleanor walked up and saw the druid chasing her mistress. What's going on? Eleanor, good. Be prepared to leave shortly. I will tell the others. Princess Loren! But the princess did not listen and hurried away. Mirth let out a heavy sigh and turned to Eleanor in defeat. Yeah, she really wanted to talk to Loren about stuff. She has already heard what she needed to hear and will listen to nothing else. What did you need to tell her? I will pass it on for you. It's the sword, the hawk blade. Eleanor shifted to give Mirth her full attention. The revelation of the sword had been bothering her too. We found it in such a hurry that I don't believe she realizes the importance of that weapon. It may look like just a sword, but you saw how it glowed in her hands. The ancient swords have only glowed for the greatest of warriors whom this world has ever known. Each person who has wielded one of those weapons has changed the world in some significant way. The gods have selected this Amazon princess for some great purpose, and I will not wait in the forest to find out what it is. Are you proposing to follow us? For the sword? If that sword is destined to shape this world, I need to make sure that it is not for the worse. Do you not trust Loren to handle this responsibility? Ah, she's angry now. No, I do trust her. I meant that I hope she does not fall into the wrong hands. Someone can manipulate her to use the sword for evil. Like whom? Like the Empire, of course. Why would the Empire use the sword for evil? How do you even know that? You should know. They wish to strike the elves from existence, and if they had a powerful weapon to do so, they would not hesitate to use it. Just then an arrow shot through the air between Mirth and Eleanor, lodging into a nearby tree. They both shrieked as if they were under fire, but Eleanor managed to pull out her weapon in defense. Bad girl. Mirth immediately relaxed. She looked up into the trees where the unknown voice had called from. Who's there? Come down. Ray, you know visitors don't appreciate your random demonstrations of marksmanship. Elven boys will be elven boys. The marksmanship, he was trying to kill us. Rest assured, if I wanted you dead, you'd be so. They could still not see who was teasing them, but Mirth seemed to know him well. Do not mind him. No, don't mind the questionable elf in the trees with a loaded crossbow and a remarkable shot. Ray! Again, elven boys will be elven boys. The hidden elf's laughter fell down on them and then stopped. They searched the canopy for any sign of him. They grew tense, and the longer they heard and saw nothing, not a rustle of a branch or even a movement of a leaf. And then suddenly there was rustling from the tree directly above them. A green-clad elf jumped down, grinning deviously. Oh, so that elf guy. Yeah, elf boys will be boys. Surprise. Mirth whacked his arm with her staff. How many times have I told you not to do that? It gives me a headache. Now apologize. Ray sighed and turned towards the tree that he had just leapt down from. He yanked out the bolt that he had wedged into it a moment ago. I'm very sorry, love. I see that I shot you. Did I hurt you much? He leaned towards the trunk and massaged the bark where his bolt had made an indentation. I don't know if that's a word. Oh well. Would you like me to kiss it and make it better? The elf whispered to the tree as his face closed in on it, as if he were really about to kiss it. The forest is laughing at you now. Ray looked over at Eleanor abruptly, and her skin rippled mysteriously. He gave the tree trunk a quick peck of his lips and smiled. You're very sweet. That's what they all say. Mirth pulled him away from petting the tree, and he laughed. Eleanor couldn't help but get the impression that they were very intimate with each other. No. For some reason, Eleanor felt a pang of envy from seeing how the elf smiled at Mirth. Why are you here? You owe me a new target. Why? You know why. Mirth frowned from being forced to recall what had happened in the desert. I'm sorry I took a mess of it from you, but there was an urgent piece of business that required him out of the picture. Yes, we all heard what you told the elders. Ray stepped closer to Mirth and spoke directly into her ear. But we both know that he's not really out of the picture, don't we? How did you think I don't know absolutely everything about my target? What kind of assassin do you take me for? Do not tell anyone, Ray. I'm begging you. You know I wouldn't if I don't have to. Though it would be very awful if everyone were to know that the Elder Druid is protecting the Dark Elves' rogue leader. You don't understand. Eleanor pulled Ray's attention away from Mirth. He took a step forward towards her in resulting silence. It's about time that I asked. Who are you? Eleanor, we're leaving. Eleanor jumped at the sound of her name. Loren and the rest of the party were standing nearby, waving her to join them. I'm sorry, but it is time to leave. Will you be joining us, Druid Mirth? Hold on, you're leaving. You just got back. This is a very important matter that means peace or war in the world. I must follow Princess Loren of the Amazons if I wish to really protect the forest. You're sick for months, disappear into the night, steal my prey, and now you're leaving, and taking this lovely elf with you on top of all of that? Do you hate me that much? No, Ray, she doesn't hate you that much. It is because I care about you and the elves that I must leave. Do not take it to heart. Nonsense, you're not leaving for anywhere without me. Ray, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself. Yes, but now you have a debt to pay me. I know you'll come across some worthy targets to make it up to me. You can't just leave me empty-handed and walk away. What is the holdup? We must not waste any more time here. Loren finally approached with a scowl on her face from being held up. Ah, Your Majesty, Druid Mirth would like to follow us on our journey. You want to leave the forest again. You could hardly breathe in the desert. The desert is very dry and devoid of life, so it was especially troubling but I assure you that I am comfortable enough outside of the forest to travel with you. Your magic has proved useful from what I've seen, and I may need your divination in the future. I have no problems with you traveling with us. And me? Excuse me? Ray, no. You're staying here. You owe me for Mesfit. You'd outright disobey your elder sister's orders. For one, you're not my real sister, and yes. Eleanor felt like laughing after learning that they were acting as two siblings, not two lovers. The knot in her stomach melted away. And what about the elder druids? Maybe. This is not a vacation. We are headed straight for the unforgiving swamps. Ray's eyes seemed to sparkle from just hearing the destination. After a beat of silence and looking into her brother's pleading eyes, she sighed. Princess Loren, this elf is an unparalleled assassin and master of the crossbow. His help would be invaluable. Ray bowed elegantly before Loren, but she remained unmoved. Eleanor knew that it was simply because he was a man and standing between her and her mother. You seem like a strong woman, capable of giving me plenty of exciting prey to hunt. I would be honored to fight alongside you. If it would get us to leave this forest any faster, as you wish. Ray perked up at his acceptance, curt as it was, and he was happy about it. He looked at his sister briefly, and then at Eleanor with a suspiciously confident smile. And he likes her already. Now, let's go. My mother is in danger, and we should not forget that again. Loren led the party out of the forest and in the direction of the swamps as quickly as she could. She needed to save her mother, and there was no time to spare. And now we gained Ray as a party member. Put like 3 points in there and give the rest of it to skill. Okay. We're going to do bleeding strike and deadly strike. Okay. Loren would realize that her hurried approval of Ray's company would come back to haunt her, as she had now surrounded herself with yet another man who seemed to try his best to grate on her nerves. Still, he had more tact and intelligence than Draco could ever muster, making him obviously more pleasant to have around. Ray and Mirth would reveal themselves in time to be step-siblings raised by the same druid elder. His parents had been killed by dark elves, and he had been abandoned in the forest. Knowing the dark elves played such a cruel role in their lives explained their initial hostility towards the dark elves and Ray's eventual disapproval of their acceptance back into the forest. Yeah, and now we can return to old places, and we can't have more than 6 people in a party. And we can keep the same party members or change them up. Well, and I think that's the end of that. So, comment, like, subscribe, dislike, suggest a game, suggest what party you want me to use, and bye-bye.